So there I was, unloading groceries from my car in my own driveway, when this woman I'd never seen before marches up and demands I move my junk heap immediately. Little did she know, I was about to become her worst nightmare. But we'll get to that. Let me back up. My name's Marcus, and I'm a disabled Army veteran. Took shrapnel in Kandahar that left me with a bum leg and a medical retirement at 38. After 2 years of rehab and living with my sister, I'd finally saved enough to buy a small townhouse in Pinewood HOA community. Nothing fancy, just a quiet place where I could rebuild my life. The car, a 2008 Honda Civic, ran perfectly fine, but yeah, it had some cosmetic issues. Faded paint, a dent in the rear bumper from a Walmart parking lot incident. It was my car, paid in full, parked in my driveway. I'd moved in exactly 3 days ago. Boxes still stacked in the living room. I was just trying to get settled. That's when she showed up. I'm carrying 2 grocery bags when I hear, "Excuse me." I turn around, and there's this woman power walking toward me like she's about to serve me a lawsuit. Designer sunglasses, yoga pants that probably cost more than my car payment, and that haircut. You know the one. Karen, that vehicle is a complete eyesore and violates HOA aesthetic standards. You need to move it immediately. Me, I'm sorry, who are you? Karen, I'm Linda Hofferman, HOA board member, and that, she points at my Civic like it's a rotting carcass, is bringing down property values. Me, it's parked in my driveway, on my property. Karen, the HOA covenant clearly states all vehicles must be maintained in presentable condition. Yours is not. I'm filing a violation report. Now I'm a patient guy. The Army teaches you to pick your battles. So I take a breath. Me, look, I just moved in. I'm planning to get it detailed this weekend. Karen, this weekend? Unacceptable. I'm calling a tow truck right now. Me, you can't tow a car from someone's private driveway. Karen, watch me. And she pulls out her phone. Actually calls a towing company. Right there. While I'm standing 10 feet away, holding melting ice cream. Karen on phone, yes. I need a vehicle removed from 247 Maple Court. Abandoned eyesore. HOA authorization. I'm stunned. Like genuinely speechless. I've dealt with hostile combatants overseas. But this level of audacity? New territory. Me. Ma'am, you're making a mistake. Karen, the only mistake was letting someone like you move into this community. We have standards. That one stung, but I kept my cool. Me, I'd really recommend you don't do this. Karen, are you threatening me? I'll have you removed from the HOA entirely. Me, I'm not threatening anyone. I'm just saying, you might want to check who you're talking to. Karen, I know exactly who I'm talking to. Some veteran who thinks his service entitles him to special treatment. Well, it doesn't. Not here. She turns and walks away. 20 minutes later, a tow truck rolls up. The driver's a decent guy named Pete. He gets out, looks at my car, looks at me, looks back at the car. Pete, this the vehicle? Me. Yeah, but there's been a misunderstanding. Pete, look man, I just got a call from the HOA. They said it's abandoned. Me, it's not abandoned. I literally drove it here 2 hours ago. I live here. Pete, you got proof of residence? I show him my driver's license with the address. He scratches his head. Pete, this doesn't make sense. Usually HOAs don't authorize tows on private property unless. That's when Linda comes back out. She's got her phone up, recording me. Karen, are you removing the vehicle or not? Pete, ma'am, he lives here. I can't just. Karen, I'm on the HOA board. I'm giving you direct authorization. Tow it, now, or I'll report your company for refusing service. Pete looks at me. I can see he doesn't want to do this. Me, Pete, do what you gotta do. But document everything. Trust me on this. He nods, takes photos of everything, my car, the driveway. Linda's standing there with her arms crossed like she just won the lottery. As he's hooking up my car, Linda leans in close. Karen, maybe this will teach you that we don't tolerate trash in Pinewood HOA. You should have stayed where you belong. I smile. Not a friendly smile. The kind of smile you give when you know something the other person doesn't. Me. See you Monday, Linda. Karen, what's Monday? Me. You'll find out. She rolls her eyes and walks away. My car gets towed. I Uber to the impound lot, pay $340 to get it back, and drive home. But here's what Linda didn't know. 3 months earlier, before I even moved in, the Pinewood HOA had posted a notice. They were looking for a new HOA president. The previous president had resigned after embezzling funds. Whole different story. I'd applied, submitted my resume, went through interviews with the management company. Former Army logistics officer, experience managing million-dollar budgets, clean record. They loved me. I got the official offer letter 2 weeks before closing on my house. Start date? The Monday after I moved in. I hadn't told anyone yet because I wanted to get settled first. Learn the community. See what problems actually existed before walking in with solutions. Well, I found a problem. Monday morning, 9 a.m. sharp, I walk into the HOA monthly board meeting. There's Linda, sitting at the table with 3 other board members, sipping coffee like she owns the place. The management company rep stands up. REP. Everyone, I'd like to introduce our new HOA president, Marcus Thompson. You should have seen her face. The coffee cup froze halfway to her mouth. Her eyes went wide. Someone actually gasped. Me. Good morning, everyone. Looking forward to working with you all. I sit down at the head of the table, right across from Linda. Me. Linda, before we start, I'd like to address an incident from this weekend. You authorized a tow truck to remove my vehicle from my private property, without proper cause, without following HOA procedures, and you made several discriminatory comments in the process. Linda, I was enforcing HOA standards. Me. You violated 3 sections of our governing documents. I have witness testimony from the tow truck driver. I have ring camera footage, and I have the $340 receipt for impound fees. The room goes silent. Me. Now we can handle this 2 ways. 1. I file a formal complaint. We go through arbitration, and you're potentially removed from the board and personally liable for damages. Or 2. You resign from the board today, issue a written apology, and reimburse my towing fees. Your choice. She tried to argue, tried to say I was being vindictive, that she was just doing her job, that I was abusing my new authority. Linda, this is a personal vendetta. You can't just. Board member number 2, older gentleman named Frank. Linda. He's right. You can't authorize tows on private property. I told you that last month when you tried to do it to the Johnsons. Wait, she done this before? Frank, you've been overstepping for months, threatening people, making up rules that don't exist. Honestly, Marcus, we've been waiting for someone to finally stand up to her. Board member number 3, woman named Patricia. I second everything Frank said. Linda, you need to resign. Today, Linda's face went from red to purple. She stood up, grabbed her designer purse, and pointed at me. Linda, you haven't heard the last of this. I'll sue. I'll go to the management company. You'll write me a check for $340 and submit your resignation in writing by end of business today. Or I filed the complaint at 5:01 p.m. Clock's ticking. She stormed out, slammed the door so hard a picture frame fell off the wall. 2 hours later, I got an email. Her resignation letter. Short, bitter, no apology. But attached, a Venmo payment for $340. Frank. Best first day any HOA president's ever had. We spent the rest of the meeting actually fixing problems, approving a playground repair, organizing a neighborhood cleanup day, reviewing the budget. You know, actual HOA stuff. As I was leaving, Patricia pulled me aside. Patricia, thank you. She's been terrorizing this neighborhood for 2 years. Made 3 families move out. You have no idea what this means. Turns out, Linda had been filing bogus violations on anyone she didn't like. fining people for having the wrong shade of mailbox, threatening to tow cars if they parked on the street for more than 2 hours. She turned the HOA into her personal fiefdom. Not anymore. Over the next few months, things changed. We revised the HOA rules to actually make sense, removed the ridiculous aesthetic requirements, set up a proper appeals process so no single board member could abuse their power. My car still has that dent in the bumper, still has faded paint, and it sits in my driveway every single day. Nobody says a word. Linda moved out 6 months later, sold her house, and left without saying goodbye to anyone. Last I heard, she's terrorizing some other HOA 3 towns over. As for me, I'm still HOA president. Turns out, when you actually help people instead of harassing them, they appreciate it. Who knew? And every time I pull into my driveway in my beat-up Honda Civic, I smile. Because sometimes karma doesn't just come around. Sometimes karma gets elected. So yeah, that's the story of how an HOA Karen tried to tow my car and discovered I was her new boss. If you enjoyed this story of justice served, hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more tales of entitled people getting exactly what they deserve. And remember, never assume you know who you're dealing with. You might just be messing with your future boss. See you in the next one.